Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Eve, this is Everyday Artist, and welcome. This is Rogue, who wants to go behind my back for some reason. And I'm going to let her. and so, January 2nd, 2023. If that wasn't a long year, but sometimes the year flies by and it doesn't feel as long as this year did. But in the same respect, things just went so quickly. Sorry, my dog is bugging me. So we had a fantastic New Year, but a very wet one. It started raining, I don't know, a few days before, and it let up for a little while. But it's been raining off and on for a few days now, and it is very cloudy today. But it is a nice change. However, I'm not used to being wet. I lived for basically 2 years in Belgium, and it rained every day, except for maybe 2-3 days that I was there. Stop that! Stop! Come over here. Okay. And I'm one of those people that the rain doesn't. I rarely use an umbrella. I learned living in Belgium that it only feels bad until you're completely soaked, and then it just, it doesn't matter. But it's coming down pretty hard at some points to where I was telling my sister, you're gonna want an umbrella. I still didn't use one. I used a hooded jacket, but yeah, and it's cold. Okay, I'm wearing a t-shirt. It's not horrendously cold, but cold enough that I wore a jacket, and I actually wore it. I didn't just give it a ride. And I keep looking at the news of the weather around the country and somewhat the world, and it's kind of a strange winter, isn't it? But 2023 arrived. We were at my sister-in-law's. Basically, she's my sister-in-law too, but through my sister. It's her husband's sister. We do things together all the time, the three of us. My two sisters, the four of us. I meant three of them and me. and Rachel and myself. We go to the movies, we play card games, all kinds of things. But New Year's Eve, my son's girlfriend joined us, and it was fun. It was a good time. We just reminisced and talked for a while, and we finally exchanged some gifts. I think I mentioned last time that my niece had COVID, so our Christmas celebration was divided. But I was thinking about it last night, and I think because of that, Christmas was easier without my dad. Because since not all of us could be together, it didn't feel like that huge hole was there. So that was kind of nice. Okay, it wasn't nice that we weren't together, but nice that it made it easier on us. So, what am I going to talk about today? A lot of cross stitch, some crochet, and there was a quilting thing that spend January finishing up quilting projects that you have, and then in February start something new. And I thought, Yeah, I should do that. Get some of that stuff done. And I know which project I'm going to start on. Putting together the itty bitty kitty committee quilt, because the cat quilt for my sister is missing a border and the top is done, and the itty bitty kitty committee quilt, I will try to put a picture right here of the quilt I'm talking about and the pieces that I have it in right now. I didn't bring it over here. It's in a Ziploc bag. That one, I just need to put the rows together and then put the border around. Well, that one's going to have two borders, but put the borders on. And while that isn't a tiny bit of work, it is doable for this month. And then I'm going to work on, that'll give me, including Beth's quilt, which just needs borders, that'll give me 1, 2, 3 quilt tops, I believe, and one in the process of being quilted. Or is that 2 in the process of being quilted? Don't know. But as I'm working on the itty bitty kitty committee one, maybe I'll alternate it and quilt the one that I need quilted, because I really need to finish it. And then I'll try to get those quilted as the year progresses. So with that done, the whip go calls were done on the 25th. She's going to do them on the 25th this year. And so when I did my video last week, they had been called that day, or already called, and I didn't know. I did it on the 26th. They were called the day before, but I didn't know. So I put underneath a little note underneath which ones were called. And one of those called, I had just worked on, the cute boots. And I will put a picture here of cute boots. I decided, since I just recently worked on it, I think it was October, might have been November, very recent, I thought I'll do the other one first. And the other one was hands-on design. I've done this one, so I've left to do it. Do I have this upside down? I do. I have left to do this one and this one. And I really, really like this one, and I was going to do that one next, but this looked like I could do it quicker. And I thought, you know what, I'll knock that out, and then maybe I can get this one started, if not finished, in the 10 days that I'm going to work on it. So I started on it yesterday, since yesterday was the first. And this is the first one. And I started this one pretty far over, but I'm going to finish it on something that looks like a Kleenex box. It's not really a Kleenex box. It's a box. And I don't really need that much space. And because of that, I really don't think I can fit another one on this side. So I went ahead and went down. And this is my start. Let's see if I can get that to focus. It's the 2 colors of teal right here, and I have in 1 color of red, and then there'll be a little square of dark red here. And I just need to finish this around here. And I think maybe this is white. I don't know, there's white here and dark red on one of these things. These stitch up pretty quickly. I didn't work on it a really super long time. I did a lot of sleeping yesterday. we went to church, and then after church I had like, I don't know, 2 errands or something, and I worked on cross stitch and kind of dozed on the couch, back up, awake and not, and awake and not, the rest of the day. My son was here and we had the TV going, but I don't think I watched a whole show through. We did watch a movie that was very good. What was it called? It was on Netflix. Side Effects. And it reminded me of some older movies. Yeah, it was done well. We enjoyed it. Anyway, I didn't get a whole ton done on it. I'm hoping that it'll go very quickly and be done in just a short amount of time so I can get started on that third one. Before I continue with my cross stitch, I meant to do this one first. So here's a picture of what this is supposed to look like when it's done. And here's my progress so far. Look, it's starting to look like a tree. So these little lines right here are where you did front back loop only crochet, and then you attach these to those loops, and you put these little shells on there. I don't know how well I did the little shells. It's really kind of it's not hard, it's just difficult in a tedious way, because you're trying to hold this like this and it keeps shooting out of your hands, and because you can't work in it like this either, and it doesn't, there's no way to hold it where you don't need both hands while you're crocheting it. And part of me wishes that I could just crochet these shells and then sew them on. And I probably could, but I don't know that they would be attached as well, so I don't know. So I have 1, 2, 3 more sets, and then you make the beard, which attaches to this row, and the arms and the nose. So I know myself, I will slow down on this because it isn't the Christmas season, but I don't have that far to go. And then you just attach the jingle bells to it to make it look more like a tree. So it's coming along. All right, back to cross stitch. So I put this in one of my out and about bags. I have 2 out and about bags. One that I used to only have one, and that one has some projects in it that I haven't even looked at in a while. That bag and this one are the only 2 that I keep scissors in. I keep scissors. I have 2 other pairs of scissors. One I keep in one place where I'll be, and the other one I keep over where I stitch normally. But those 2 bags are the only ones that have scissors in the bag. And so they can be out and about bags. I know already I have everything I need inside the bag. So I put this in there so that I would be encouraged to finish it during the year, because I don't want to stop working on it. It's not on my WIPCO. So this is my progress. I got some more deer done. Now, right now, I decided I'm gonna work on the white. And I think I started working on the tail. I finished all of the snowflakes on this side. There's no snowflakes down here. So I'm going to work on the tail, and then I'm going to do these little spots, and then he has a white front here. It's hard to see in the picture. Let me see if I can get a good look on that. So there's his little front. These are backstitch lines, but there's a little stitch there, and there's a stitch there. Backstitching with 2 strands of floss. You're used to looking for information like that in certain parts, and with her patterns, I find myself really struggling to see any. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, I'm still tired. I haven't been able to get enough sleep lately. I don't know why, but there's the backstitch lines. I think it's the only backstitch. Now, I am not looking forward to this part. You know my counting issues. But I think I'm going to do the gray first because it has a pattern that's seeable, and then do the white in between when I get down there. I'm going to complete one deer, then the tree, then the other deer, and then I'll worry about this down here. And I have to remember to put on his nose. There's a stitch here of red and a couple stitches here. One stitch here and a couple stitches here. And I bought the red color for those few stitches. And I keep promising myself in the future I will look at the pattern and see how much of that color is before I select the specialty threads for that, because that's a color I didn't have, and you know, red is red. So my whip go for December, I hear the bells. My dog is smelling the tree. It smells fantastic. I'm working on this, and it looks like this here. And I realized I forgot to bring something over here. I'll get it in a minute. This is how far I've gotten. So the pattern is 2 pages, and I think there's a B here, and this garland extends a little bit more on the first page, and then you have, my goodness, you have this bell and a little town here, and then the rest of it is a little bit more garland and the bells and the continuation of the little town. I did get the goal of 10 days on this. I did not work on it tons and tons. It was the Christmas season, and I got done what I could, but I was concentrating on something else. And sorry, moving things. And so I did not get as much done on it as I would have otherwise. But I might slip that in my out and about bag when I finish the deer. But knowing myself, I'll start something else. So I do want to work on it. I'd love to get it done before next Christmas. So What's going on, little dog? And went and got what I forgot. And that was a finish. This is Nativity Bell. Nativity. My memory isn't what it used to be. Nativity berry. Sorry. I have a finish on it. Isn't it cute? I would have had this finished on Christmas Day, but this backstitch face, I used Ada for this. I did not use even weave or I don't know. I use 32 count even weave for most things, Marana Carre or Lugana something, and this is Ada, 16 count Ada, and the faces, I had to split the Ada, and you know, sometimes when you are poking it through the solid part of the Ada, it gets closer one corner or the other. It doesn't go right up through the middle, and in order for the faces to look right, I had to get it going right up through the middle. I had similar problems on the angels, but I wasn't worried about them as much. Anyway, I said, I'm putting this down and starting when I'm fresh. So because of because I finished this, I went ahead and started this, winter berries, and I decided to start on this pattern right here. And there's my progress. This is the beginning of a W. I've been working on this, let's see, I finished Christmas Day, the day after Christmas on that berry, so the 27th. So, and I didn't work on it at all day before yesterday because I was working on something else. My dog. Sorry. I was working on this, and I was really hoping to get this finished, but I didn't. All in here is just more of this purple, and then there's this darker color down here. So I have the shepherds in. This is 2 shepherds. I might have to put a backstitch line on them so you can tell, but yeah. So it's getting there. I decided to, instead of finishing the purple, because the counting on it was making me crazy, I would go ahead and put in everything else. These are little sheep that they're watching. So, but I completely finished this part up here. I did the back stitching on the angels and the back stitching on the star. And I know it's really hard to see if you're not up on it, but really happy with the way it's coming out. So it's very close to done. And then I have the green one left to do. And the green one doesn't have as much. It just has Mary and the angel. I'm hoping it'll go faster, but that one's almost done. Yay. So that is all my cross stitch. Yeah. A very short video, I know, but you know, holidays and everything. So really appreciate the kind comments I've been getting. I love the fact that I'm getting new viewers, and uh, I hope you all had a very good holidays and that your new year was good. And I hope you're keeping warm if you're in one of the colder areas. And I'll see you next week.